All right, Spiked Up, episode 14. We've done 14 episodes of Spiked Up now. This is great, and something we started in, kind of when things kind of changed, and it's been fun for Darren and I, and it's nice now to have our manager, head coach of Atlanta United, Frank de Boer, as our guest. Frank, I haven't seen you since Mexico City, so.
No, it's a long time. You lost weight, no?
People say that. I think it's like the Zoom call. I don't think I have.
You have to only go to Zoom right now.
People kind of say I lost weight on the Zoom calls, but I don't think I really have. So, but thank you. That means a lot to me. And but no, how have you been? I miss you, and I know you're back at the training ground, and we're limited to how many people we have there. But how's life?
Well, first of all, I miss you also, Matt. That's for sure. And second one, of course, to be here back again on the training ground is fantastic. Before that, it was, I think, for everybody, a very difficult period, with the corona and the quarantine that everybody has to do. I had also some personal issues, so I went back to Holland for that. My mother-in-law passed away at that time, and my father had an accident. So it was quite a heavy time, including the corona, of course. But well, everything is settled right now, and I'm back here and full of energy to go to Orlando and hopefully to have a good tournament.
Frank, good that we got you back and everything's okay. What are you thinking on Orlando? Just give me your thoughts on the tournament, the format. Are you looking forward to it?
Oh, the format is really nice, of course, to play like a tournament, like a World Cup tournament format. What me a little bit worries about is, of course, we already have a quite good period of, consistently training, but a lot of teams are still, just started, and you don't want to have a lot of injuries, and that can happen. I think you saw already in Germany that a lot of soft tissue muscles injuries there were, but hopefully everybody comes well out of it, and I'm really looking forward because everybody wants to play competition games, and if it's in a tournament or in just in the league, but I think I personally looking really forward to these games.
I think it's good the way that they also count as league matches in the group stages, so they have that extra meaning before you get into the knockout stages.
Yes, that's important. So every game is very important. So hopefully we can be prepared, and looking good. What I saw on the training pitch.
And how's it been in training? Has anyone sort of caught your eye? Has anyone come back? You feel like looking good or surprised you at all?
No, we have John Gallagher, of course, back from Aberdeen, and I think he's performing really well. And he knows, this is a chance for me, and he's performing really well. I think Manuel Castro, is now really involved, from the start, and he's doing really well. And so I think everybody is really looking good.
Hey, Frank, first of all, sorry to hear about your family issues. Really sorry about that. But during quarantine, we kind of, Darren and I, your kids are a lot older than ours, me and Darren. So we always ask our guests kind of what you did during quarantine. Did you find any new, TV shows on Netflix or?
Well, of course, a lot of Netflix, that's for sure. I had really a lot of Netflix. I had Marcella, the whole Marcella.
Did you check out Tiger King?
Yes, the whole Tiger King, yes, that's for sure. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Tiger King, Frank?
Yeah,
I'd love to hear it.
That can happen, that. I think that can only happen in the US. I think. Unbelievable. It was, me and my wife every day we were, like 3 episodes a day. So I think I watched it in one day. We saw everything.
Yeah, I could not stop it because it was that insane. And it was like you said, it's not real life. Like, I mean, that cannot happen.
No. No, we really enjoyed it. And of course, we follow still the story, that he's in prison still and he had corona or something like that. And,
yeah, and Carol Baskin's got his state. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Karen, you not watching yet?
He's not going to
be right. Orlando. First 24 hours in Orlando when we're waiting for our test results to come back.
Yeah.
No, that's great that you watched that, Frank. That's awesome. What other shows?
Marcella, I saw. That's, I think, an English series. I think also the guy from The Office, The Office in England. What's the one?
Afterlife.
Afterlife was the second.
Fantastic.
Second season is fantastic.
Fantastic. And I'll give our guest last week, Tony Annan, sent me a YouTube clip, and go after this podcast, go look it up. It's the outtakes where they like mess up. And it's the funniest YouTube video you'll ever watch.
Well, and I saw also a lot of, documentaries, about, the racial things, what's happening. So that I also like 2 or 3 I saw. So no, it was, you have to do something, and that was, and we are our family really loves playing games, or it's cards or board games or something like that. So.
What's your go-to on that, Frank? What's
I have my daughters around, so then it's we manage through it.
Do you go like euchre? You go bridge? You go poker? You go?
No poker. It's more different games. We call it. I think they call it here. I think 22 or something like that. Remember, I saw some staff members doing it, and we call it 21. It's a little bit the same game. And a lot of other games, but it's really nice.
Yeah, that's good. It's good.
I bought the shuffleboard. The shuffleboard with the.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bought one here. Yeah, in my apartment here.
Oh, nice. That's a great bar game. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
My kids were having to do homeschool and they weren't doing math very well, so I went and bought a bunch of dice and kind of taught them how to play craps, so we could teach them math. So that's what I did. But I'm with you. I love the shuffleboard.
Okay.
That's my excuse. I've been saying that we've got to teach the twins darts. So I sold it to Faith, and it's brilliant for your maths.
I need my battery. Sorry, I need my battery. My battery is almost empty.
Come on, Owen, sort it out.
Okay.
Yeah. Get in there. So you taught your kids darts, Darren?
Yeah, so I sold it to Faith because in darts you have to get down to doubles to get out. So it's great maths. It's good for your math skills to know, if you're on, 78, it's just go boom, treble 20, double 9, boom, you're away. So
we know which one is the best, which country is the best. No one's word in English, but that's right now.
One of the best things I've ever seen live was a dart tournament. I'm in the broadcast biz, and we hire the broadcasters and everything, but there's no one better than that guy.
Yeah.
Hit the
100.
Yeah. 180. That guy he's electric, and I love him so much. And I wish darts was more prominent in the U.S.
Every time when he's going on the stage, he had like 4 bottles of whiskey or something like that.
But I mean, we slightly digress, but you're right. As an entertainment, it's brilliant, and they have all the football chants. But what I loved about it, I remember getting in an impassioned argument in a pub in England that Phil the Power Taylor was one of the best athletes of all time. Yeah. And, he got into a big shout match. But one of the best things, he's a superstar, and he can rest his pipe on his belly while he's playing.
And I love when the guys, I do, this is why I do love this podcast, because we've gone completely sideways. But the best is so you can get out in 9 times, and it doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, no, perfect game.
But when it does, the place, You can never get that atmosphere anywhere in the world.
It's nice. It's nice, yes.
There's some great nicknames as well. The Crafty Cockney, Eric Bristow. There's been some legends over the time.
I say this on this podcast sometimes. I go down a YouTube rabbit hole on like sports moments, and it's great because they'll show like, you know, Maradona, you know, scoring a goal.
That documentary also I saw. Maradona.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Frank in the World Cup, and then the next clip is some guy who's 300 pounds throwing 9 darts in a perfect game. Yeah. No, but Frank, why don't you, Darren, I'll let you kind of ask some more questions on, Orlando, but just, you would love to get some more thoughts on, how the team's prepared.
Look, let me try and bring it back after the darts. I mean, John Gallagher, it's interesting because, Aberdeen's our partner club that we've got in Scotland, and I think I'll let you talk, but we sent him there on loan just because it gave him a chance to play some matches. You obviously played in the Scottish Premier League, but it's pretty good for a kid of his age to have 33 games in Scotland, and you feel like you've seen the benefit of that, Frank?
Yeah, well, at that age, Darren, it's so important to play regular games. That's why, it's important that if youngsters don't play for Atlanta United, they have to play games in the USL teams. And that's why it was good for him, to play on the highest level competition in Scotland, play already what you said, like 31 games. It's so benefit for your development as a player. So, and you see he's looking much more confident, and he's strong, and I think he came really strong back from Aberdeen, that's for sure. And that's how you wanted, of course, that you can stall one player there. Hopefully he can do exactly what John Gallagher did, because it's always that I'm going to loan a player and then he's going to play like 31 games, That's the ideal situation, and that's always you want. But I've experienced a lot of times that we loan players and they play 10 games, What's the use then, And but this is a perfect example how it should go.
That's good. And how actually Miles Robinson's a bit of a darts player. We found that out when we did a town hall. He's got a sort of dartboard at his apartment, so I've got a challenge match for him. I need to get practicing. How's he been though? Obviously had a knock-in at the start of the season.
Yeah, and he's totally back. He's really looking fit again, and Oh, sorry. 1 second. Yeah, he's really looking good, and I'm happy he's totally back, and there is no limitation right now towards the coming games.
And just as a centre half yourself, what's your thoughts on Miles as a player?
Well, I think he already improved really a lot, because I think his main strength, is defending, and his speed, of course. His athleticism, he's a very athletic player. But right now, also, you saw the last half year of the last year, that also on the ball, he's get more confident and playing, with the right pace, also playing really forward when he can, and that makes him right now a really complete player, because normally if you only can defend, opponents just let him free and then let Miles build up, but he's doing really, really good right now. So that gives us another advantage, to have not only, like, for example, Gonzalo Perez last season, that he was already good in build up, but now we have like Miles also who can do it. So I think he made a lot of progress in that. So for me, he was fantastic last season, and of course rewarded to be in the All-Star team, and so for me, hopefully he can continue his development and even be better.
So talking of going down YouTube rabbit holes, I was looking at a few goals from your past, Frank, and one that made me think. So July 4th coming up here, obviously Independence Day, and you in I think it was 98 in the World Cup when you were playing against Argentina.
Yeah.
The famous Bergkamp goal.
Yeah.
But what made me laugh is I was reading a review of that goal and they were talking about the whole sort of rigmarole around it and what a sort of, for Bergkamp, that was a defining moment. And it talked about the speculative pass from Frank de Boer. So I just wanted you to comment. Was that just you lumping it forward and hoping it would get there, or was it?
I always say, go back, because you can see season 93, I think, with from Ajax on YouTube. Then you see the majority of all games, and then you see already a lot of those passes, towards Bergkamp. And of course, in '93 he left to Inter with Wim Jonk at that moment. But it's like a good dart player. What you said. Probably he will, from the 20 times, he will hit 18 times or 10 times double 20 or triple 20. And it's the same for me. When I aim there, probably I will have more percentage-wise than a regular player, that the ball will come at that spot. And I did it a lot of times, during the normal league. And also when he left, I did it with Jari Liedman and a lot of times, and also with Patrick Kluivert. So definitely not luck, that's for sure.
I figured.
Frank, I went down another rabbit hole, a different rabbit hole on YouTube with you. You had retired, and you were in a charity game.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? It looked like you were the most serious player out there, and you just dominated. We'll get Mikey to put this over on the.
Well, did I score 2 goals? You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. I scored 2 of my maybe most memorable goals ever.
What was that tournament then? What was it?
No, it was not a tournament. It was a friendly game, and was a charity game.
And he's the only one really.
I received one in the corner, and I made a trick. And in one time, it was for my left feet, and I put it from the side in the top corner. It was an unbelievable goal. And then a free kick, was so in the top corner. So yeah, it was amazing. Yeah. But Matt, I was always like that. Still I am. If I'm deadly serious when I'm playing games or a competition. I want to win and play it seriously because.
Well, it's one of the few things in Orlando we're allowed to have staff games. So part of the deal is that Frank's on my team.
Yeah.
I know. I'm bummed. We had the charity tournament, but it got canceled because of weather.
Okay.
I had Frank on there, and you, Darren.
Yeah, of course.
I'm the manager of that team, so I was really excited because after watching that charity YouTube video, I was really excited. That's what I was going to get out of Frank.
So, Frank, talk us through you play with so many great players. Who would you say best player that has been your teammate and then best player you played against in your whole career?
Well, I think, best teammate, I think one of my best teammates because
your brother?
My brother was a really good player. That's for sure. He was 2 times voted best player of Holland, and he was really making a difference in our team with Ajax. But if I have to mention one, I think Rivaldo. The Brazilian Rivaldo. When I played with Barcelona, I think he had unbelievable quality. He had speed, had a fantastic left feet. He could also make goals with his head, I think he was one of the best players I played with, so, and I think, and I call always the real Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo, who plays for Inter and PSV and Real Madrid, of course. I played against him also in the World Cup, and I think, when he was at his best, he was quite hard to defend, because he had speed. Also, because that makes a difference, the best players normally, like Messi and also Cristiano Ronaldo and the other Ronaldo, they do everything on the highest pace with quality. And normally that doesn't combine with players, because or you are slow but you're smart thinking like me, or you are fast and you don't have to think. And those players have all those aspects, you know, and that makes them so special.
Hey, Frank, being like I said, I'm a day away from 40.
Yeah.
I've never played professionally.
Big 4-0, is it? Oh.
Yeah, I've never played professionally. I'm the only time I do play is a staff game, and then sometimes I just manage the staff games. I'd love to hear. I mean, I'm envious of kind of what Darren, you got to play professionally, but Frank playing in World Cups, like that's got to be just a memory that you've got to think about a lot. And I've also wondered. I meant to ask this to Howard Webb when we had him on. Do you like the night before a World Cup game? Like, do you even sleep, or are you just so amped up?
Well, I was every player is different, of course, and I remember that I always went to bed quite early, and then after 10 minutes I fell asleep, but probably around 4-5 o'clock in the evening I'm just starting to turn, a little bit, maybe 5 minutes to sleep, 10 minutes awake, all those kind of things. And you're already playing that game. And so I was always a player who really, was the night before that I didn't really had like a comfortable sleep, but that's why I started really early, like 10 o'clock, for example, that I had at least like 6 hours or something like that. But I can, and that's, every player is different. For example, every training I wanted to do, I give 100%. And every ball that I played bad, I was angry at myself. But other players, don't care, and that's another culture. And I think if they miss a chance, for example, like Patrick Kluivert, if he misses a chance, okay, maybe the next time, and that's also a quality, and don't get angry to yourself. And that's maybe also they just sleep, the whole night through and don't care, see what's happening tomorrow. And I'm already, thinking, imagine how my opponents will be and what I can expect. And every player, has his own preparation.
That's cool to hear. It's funny you said. I mean, that's how I think with digital and broadcast.
And even so coach is even worse.
That's how I am. I sleep like 10 minutes and then I'm up for 2 hours thinking about what we're going to do.
Coach, you have to think about trainings also. As a player, you really, when you have a bad night, normally what you said is the day before an important match. But as a coach, you have to think every day about the player. What are we gonna do now? This player, I have to pull on his shirt to come to me to talk about something. So it's much more difficult, like a coach.
How did you and Darren meet? I'd love to hear that story. I think.
Well, my first meeting was I think in Brussels, I think, or not, Darren?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know. Did you have more hair there? Or?
A little bit more, yeah.
I less, but I'm not more.
I was a bit younger even than Matt. I hadn't even reached the 4-0. And,
oh, come on.
Yeah. But
we chose Pochettino, so.
Yeah. Yeah. But Frank and I sort of knew each other from my Spurs days, and then obviously when we had the situation, Tafra got the job with Mexico. Frank was someone that I wanted to speak with, and we actually met that time in London, and Carlos, myself, and a great number of chats. And I think for us, I spoke about this. I think with all sort of coaching hires, this one in particular, I think it was the right move for us and the right move for you, Frank. I mean, not to put words into your mouth, but I think it was. I hope it's been vindicated, in your mind that we were a club that was set up for success, but was set up as well to to support you. And
Well, I think that for me that was the most important thing. Of course, you want to have success, but I think to work in a very good environment was for me maybe more important. And from day one, I had the feeling that I could work in a very good environment with short lines, not like people every time trying to step you in the back. And so that was for me maybe the decisive. Point that I moved to here, and still didn't regret 1 second of it.
I was gonna tell my story. Frank, I'm the digital creative guru, and it was fun when Darren kind of brought me into a room with you. It was me, you, Elena, who's our director of commerce, in a hotel room in Philadelphia during the league meetings, and I told you everything we wanted to do. Hey, Frank, I want to mic you up. Yeah. Hey, I want to, get in the locker room. I want to do this. I want to be on the field during practice. I want to do this. And you just stared through me, and I was like, uh-oh. But then you were like, yeah, no, that sounds all good. Are we good? I'm going to go get that. So I appreciate you for everything you've done for us. You've been very accommodable for us and for our team. So,
Frank, Matt wears you down, so he got you in the end to do the dad jokes, which is one of my favourite moments. Like when you told that flamingo joke, that is, you are the toughest person ever to do dad jokes. It's just, you're a robot. It's impossible.
The great thing about Frank is, like, I was like, oh, I need to get Frank's approval on this video. And his staff is like, no, he's working out. Just go talk to him. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. They're like, he's fine. So I literally take my laptop into the weight room, the workout room, while he's on a treadmill, just going. I mean, Frank's a very athletic person. He's going like 9 miles an hour on the treadmill. And as I'm showing him the video on the laptop while he's working out, and he's like, yeah, that's fine. Thank you. So, yeah, Frank, we appreciate it. Hey, one last thing we like to do. We'll let you go. I know you got to get ready for Orlando, but one thing we like to ask, and I think I would be remiss if I didn't ask you, you've been in a lot of environments, a lot of different stadiums. You played in, like you said, you played in Barcelona, Ajax, World Cups, Euro Cups. I mean, you've done a lot. We like to kind of ask the final question is, what's your favorite stadium, favorite environment that you've played in, and worst stadium you've ever played in?
Well, worst stadiums, you had like in the beginning when I started to like my professional contract, with Ajax, you have like those really bad stadiums that the locker rooms, like very small and like a big stone pole in the middle, and with showers they are, it's just more leaking than there is coming water out, and that's our horrible. But that you had in every country at that moment. Right now, almost every stadium is quite well organized and have good facilities. For me, the ambience. I played the Old Firm, of course, and in Scotland, Glasgow Rangers against Celtic. Well, that's one of I think the most intense. Of course, I played the Classico in Holland. That's Feyenoord Ajax would normally be great, but I think the Old Firm is still a little bit more tense. And also because all the fans are still, are supporting, are singing and everything. So I think maybe the Old Firm, but I have to admit, and not because I'm now the coach of Atlanta United, but for me, the atmosphere in this stadium, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, is really amazing. Of course, I heard from it, but I think it's getting every day, every game, it's getting better and better, and more people are getting more involved with it and more addicted to it. And so yeah, for me it's fantastic, you know, and also for the players, of course, to play in an environment like this, and to come back then for your first question, you know, from the three that you asked is, which was what is the best stadium you ever played in? But for me right now, and I always say, okay, maybe the disadvantage is the artificial pitch that we have, you know, that we play on turf. But for the rest, I think this is by far the most beautiful stadium that I ever played in, and yeah, as a coach then, but also when I played in, of course, beautiful stadiums that you already mentioned, Matt. But I think this stadium is by far the most beautiful. And again, and not because I think, because you know me, I will be honest always. And when it's not the best stadium, I will also say it. And that's why I also say, okay, the ideal situation should be grass also. But for me, right now, this is the best stadium in the world with everything around it, and also the ambience in the stadium.
Yeah, Frank, it's crazy. I mean, firstly, we're looking for the World Cup. We've got meetings coming up, so they're going to start the selection now for the 10 cities that will host in North America. But obviously, it'd be just amazing, wouldn't it, if in 2026 we can get the World Cup?
Well, I think they don't have to think about it. It's just, okay, who's going to be the next 10 and 9 teams? Yeah, well, I think it's easy, yeah.
That's what we're hoping. But then the other thing that's cool, I mean, our fans are amazing, and I don't know if you saw driving in today to the training ground.
Yeah, already 3 days ago, they put some flags on. It was really nice that they support us still, and they are thinking of us and try to give us support when we go to Orlando. So that was really nice to see. I would still want to thank the fans for that.
Yeah. Well, it's good stuff, Frank. And normally we don't let, when we ask that question, I should have prefaced it, you're not allowed to say Mercedes-Benz Stadium is one, but I actually think our supporters are going to love the great sentiments you said about Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
How do you call it then? Our stadium, or?
Yeah. So no, you're good. You're good. It was beautifully said. Yeah. And no, I think, you know, Frank, cannot thank you enough. Stay safe. Have a great trip to Orlando. Can't wait to watch you guys down there and talk to you and cover it, you know, as much as we can, because we're really excited for it. So, you know, I wish you the best. Like I said, miss seeing you on the day-to-day, but really excited to watch you and the team go to Orlando. And Darren, I'll let you finish.
Much, Matt, and
thanks, Frank. Excited. I mean, Orlando's going to.
Just go ahead.
Thanks for coming on. I mean, Orlando's going to be fun, and I think, you know, it's going to be great just for our fans to actually have Atlanta United games to watch again, and we'll have that unusual one at 9 o'clock in the morning, which I never thought we'd have a game where we'd be kicking
we train every day at 9 o'clock in the morning, so we are used to it right now. Yeah. So.
And then the other one, Matt, I was just going to say, for our spin-off podcast about darts called On the Hockey, we're going to have to get Frank back for that one when we start that one.
Well, with my style, there's nothing wrong, but yeah, it's a little bit. My preference is triple 19. It's better than triple.
Thanks, Frank. I really appreciate it. We appreciate it. Thanks. And like I said, good luck in Atlanta. I cannot thank you enough for your time.
Okay, you're welcome, Matt. See you later, Darren. Bye-bye.